Yeah, hi guys, it's Markus, and we are with the handsome cult movie star himself, Greg Sestero. Welcome to Adelaide.
Hey, great to be back.
Oh, you know what? It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, tonight 6 p.m. at Palace Nova, we're going to be drinking Scotchka, which that stuff will get you drunk so fast. So I think,
I'm counting on it.
yeah, because when people watch The Room, they're like, there's no way that people really drink that stuff. And then you try it and you get hooked because you need a little bit of alcohol before you see The Room. Best Friends Volume 2, you need a beer. It's a little bit better. So we're going to be doing that at 6 p.m. We're going to be having some drinks, doing some book signings and all that, and just get people ready for the movie.
So how do you feel about being a cult movie star? Like, because your movies are epic. I mean, for you guys, there's The Room, there's Best Friends, obviously Volume 1, Best Friends Volume 2. And then, of course, he wrote the actual story for The Disaster Artist as well. And you had a cameo in that, I know.
Yeah, it's, I think you got to have fun making movies. And, we were fortunate in a lot of ways that people decided to respond to The Room for whatever reason. And then
Can we just say, The Room voted the world's worst movie? I mean, have they seen Mariah Carey in Glitter?
I haven't seen that. But I think, I got to say, I think when you talk about bad movies or you see something that's the worst movie, it's actually painful to watch. So I think The Room is something that people love to watch. I mean, you go to these screenings and I've never seen people more excited. And they bring their friends and they want to talk about it. So to me, I think the worst movie ever is Star Wars Episode 1. Because I walked out halfway through and I have no idea what it was about. I don't want to watch it again. But The Room, I think is the best bad movie ever because it's something that people love to come back to.
Yeah, totally. And so
not me, but audiences really love it.
So how many times have you watched The Room?
3 times maybe.
Okay, cool.
Not all the way through, but it's terrific with an audience. I mean, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to see it here at the Palace Nova with the crowd with spoons. It's just one of those things that it makes you feel alive when you're watching it, and you cannot. There's nothing else like it. There's no other experience.
Where did the spoon thing come from? What's all that about?
So when you're watching the movie in the living room, there's a framed picture of a spoon on the mantle. Now there should have been like a picture of a couple, the people were watching, but Tommy's like, no, I'm sorry, we don't have time. So he put a framed picture of a spoon in there. So these college kids were watching and they were studying films and like, why would you ever put a framed picture of a spoon on the table? Like, why would you do that? So they started yelling spoon every time it showed up. And then it became a thing and then people brought spoons and then, I think it just became a fun thing to do.
Not unlike Rocky Horror Picture Show when, you've obviously seen Rocky Horror Picture Show and you've gone to the cinema and they throw rice and they bring their water pistols and it's all very interactive. And people, you know what, I think cult movies are interactive.
Yeah, they strike a chord with their audience in a way that's baffling but enjoyable at the same time. And The Room does that like no other film.
And of course, Tommy, a good friend of yours.
Mm-hmm.
Does he like to travel and to promote all these shows as well?
He did more back in the day, and he'll do it occasionally now. I think especially with Best Friends Volume 2, with it going really in a darker direction, that's something totally different. I think it's probably even a little too weird for him. So he'll only show up occasionally.
Okay. And so how did you guys meet?
We met in an acting class in San Francisco. So as you guys can imagine now, I approached him to do a scene, so I'm a pretty good judge of talent. Because I was like, that guy, I don't know what it is. It's the voice, it's the body presence. That guy's got something. And so I approached him to do a scene together, and then we became friends.
Yeah, sweet. And then, obviously after that is when you started to write the story of The Room and produce the movie The Disaster Artist with James Franco and Dave Franco. How many years did it take you to write that story?
So I started writing it like 2011, I think. And the book was published in 2013. And then 3 weeks after the book came out, James reached out that he had read the book. And he knew he wanted to make it into a film. And he knew he wanted to play Tommy and he wanted his brother to play me. Very passionate about the story. And we were really lucky to have him involved because, James came through and got it made. So many books get optioned and never get made. And he got it made in a few years. So it's just been a crazy 8 years, I feel like, that starting with the idea of the book, following through, doing the book, hoping that's going to become a film, and then you get that phone call, and then you have another like 4 years, and the movie comes out, and then you make 2 more movies, and so it's just been kind of this crazy cycle momentum and creativity.
So, and you've been to Adelaide a couple of times now. Tell me something you love about Adelaide. What have you experienced a few times?
Adelaide is it's a really kind place. There's a restaurant that I really love downtown, the Eros restaurant, which is really great. Obviously, Palace Nova is a great theater, just great people. I got to hang out with the people from Nova, and it's a really great time.
And what are you working on now, Greg?
I'm working on because it's an interesting situation to be in because you make a movie like The Room that people have seen now for 15 years and their heads are blown. They don't know what to expect. I really want to go in a different direction and make a horror film, and so I'm planning to get into that starting next year, and just do something totally different. I think it's important to evolve as a filmmaker.
Speaking of the horror movie, I think we need to put it on camera. A good friend of mine and a good friend of yours, Catherine McGowan. I think you probably know her as Cat McGowan. So LA.
Cat McGowan.
Apparently you're giving her a role. Catherine McGowan is the lady of Adelaide, PR events guru.
Speaking of one of my favorite things about Adelaide, Cat McGowan is I've traveled the world now. I was in Russia recently for all these things, and you guys have a gift here because Cat McGowan is unlike anybody else I've ever met. I mean, she needs to have her own show. And so what I'm planning to do is give her a part in this new film that I'm making because, like I said, I noticed Tommy in the acting class, and Kat is somebody who's just, oh man, you guys are so lucky to have her here in Adelaide.
If you can be honest, I mean, anything goes with our show. If you've got a crush on Catherine McGowan, now's the time to say it.
I do, but unfortunately she's taken. But you can always dream, right?
Well, I'm available, Greg. Everything is cool. We'll talk about that later. So, okay, let's back to the movie, Best Friends Volume 2. Tell us a little bit of a bio on, what the story is.
So, Best Friends Volume 2 follows the incidents right after Volume 1. Crazy thing happens. These two characters flee to the desert to try to get their fortune. And they run into some of the most bizarre characters ever put on film, and things just go in a very dark direction. So like I said, it's kind of like, if you were to describe it, it would be Tommy and Greg do Breaking Bad.
I love Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Love it. There you go, guys. I think there's plenty of reasons you should go out and see Best Friends Volume 2. It is playing at Palace Nova East End Cinemas for a good duration. This man stars in it. He's an absolute legend. Greg, thank you for being with us.
Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay in Adelaide.
Absolutely.
Nighttime is coming. I'm sure it's going to be big and huge. I'm positive we can guarantee that. Guys, you've been watching me and Greg. Thank you for it, and we'll see you for more really soon.